Just wait for the little I. Alrighty. Hi, my name is Madi. I'm the host of Respect My Region's High Women podcast, where we interview women in cannabis, psychedelics, and music. On today's show, we have the pleasure of speaking with Allison Krongard, the co-founder of Her Highness. Hi, Allison. How are you today?
Hi, great. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on. I appreciate you coming on. What have you been up to today?
Today's been crazy. We actually just got back from Hall of Flowers in California and are getting ready to head to Toronto for Lyft this week. So
Wow.
just, yeah,
How was Hall of Flowers?
it was incredible. I mean, I love that show. Just the nature of that show is so fun. And it's so colorful and, obviously brand focused. Um, but it was every time we do that show, I leave and say it was the best one yet.
Oh, I
So
love that.
yeah, for us, it just keeps getting better.
Awesome. What would you say is like the highlight of your time at Hall of Flowers?
Um, I mean, for us, like huge MSOs who we've been targeting for partnership, we're finally like, oh my God, yes, you guys, we've been waiting, for you. We're finally ready for a female focused brand. So I would say the highlight really is it's like we don't have to explain Her Highness anymore. Now people see it and they're like, oh, Her Highness. It's like now they're like, we're on the list now. They're looking for us. So that's really great. But also, I love walking around the show and seeing what people are doing and so many old friends there now. I mean, it's funny. It's like the industry is such a tight knit group in some ways, and it's always fun to see what's new. I'm always looking to be wowed by something because I'm as much as I'm so focused on Her Highness, I'm a huge consumer, passionate consumer. So I'm just for my own curiosity, I love seeing what's new.
Yeah, I'm sure they have like a bunch of new brands and old brands there. I still have to get up there sometime and really see like the whole thing. I only see it from the Instagram and it looks amazing, but one day I'll go in person. What would you
Oh yeah,
say
it's a
what would
must.
you say is like how can you get the best value out of your time there? What do you have to do?
I mean, you have to walk the whole show and just see everybody. But and then if you walk around outside, it's just so many interesting little activations and things going on. But really, it's like a museum of weed with samples. It's
I love that.
really you can talk to people and learn about their product. And one thing that I love about this industry is so many people in it are really passionate about the plant, whatever it is that they do. They make seeds, or they're growers, or they do their special bubble hash, or whatever it is. Talking to people about a product that they have either made for generations or they're super passionate about really separates, I think, the show, but this industry in general from other industries. It's like if you've ever been to a printing show, like people will tell you about their machine
Mm-hmm.
and all the features, but people aren't like, you know, really excited and passionate and, can't wait to tell you what it does, like people are in cannabis.
No, for sure, and I'm sure you see like all the really cool new gadgets that come up. I feel like they keep reinventing like the dab rig, and I love to see all the different things that they can do, whether it be in like the design direction or it be in the tech direction. There's just so many possibilities for the cannabis industry, and Her Highness is partially CBD and THC, correct?
We're
Was there?
CBD, yeah,
Oh,
THC and
I was gonna
paraphernalia. Sorry.
Awesome. Yes, I saw that the paraphernalia on the site. Your site is so cute, by the way. I love it.
Thank
It's
you.
how would you describe like the vibe of Her Highness?
I mean, it's so female. It's the vibe is sort of inspirational, aspirational, but like we're your friend. Like we're not trying to be too cool. We're trying to be really welcoming into the world of our cannabis for women. Really, the vibe is cannabis bent to suit women instead of just cannabis for the sake of cannabis, or, it's really completely female.
Yeah, I would totally say it's for like the Canna goddesses for sure. Like I love the gold, I love the lips. I even have some of the joints too.
Oh, good.
The CBD joints. Were
Yeah.
you always passionate about CBD first or THC first, would you say?
I have always been passionate about THC. I actually, personally, for me, I have noticed the most impact of CBD in my life in my skincare.
Mm.
Um, but at the same time, I play a lot of tennis, and I'm in my 50s, and I see other women who use alcohol in the same way that I use cannabis, and they are always strapping on knee braces and elbow braces and things like
Mm.
that. And I have to believe it is my consumption of THC and CBD that keeps my joints working well. So I am a believer in CBD, but I don't smoke CBD personally.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like everybody's got, their thing. Sometimes CBD, is more I totally see like for the physical aspect of it because it does have all of those like wonderful CB1 and CB2 like inhibitors with the THC. I like that you also have some like sex oriented products as well for your brand. I think that's super cool. There should be more products like that. How did you think to ingrain that as a part of your brand?
Well, the messaging of Her Highness, the overriding message is about increasing joy in women's lives through cannabis. So, as longtime cannabis user, many longtime cannabis users know how great it is for sex, and how um, whether you smoke it, no matter how you choose to bring it into your sex life, I feel that it has great benefits. But to show women how to use cannabis to increase pleasure in their lives and not include a sexual product based on my lifetime of research and Laura's as well, would not really be um, fitting the bill for a female cannabis company and for our mission. And so, what we did with the pleasure oil, which is, it's actually, what's unique about it is not just the THC and CBD. It's really about the extract of this South American flower that, when used in
Mm.
cooking, makes your tongue pulse and salivate. And so, when mixed with THC and CBD as a sexual topical, it brings great energy.
Wow.
And it just gives you a bigger orgasm.
I love
So,
that.
yeah,
Ha-
it's a really cool product.
That
Um,
sounds really cool. How did you come up like how did you think to use the flower?
We actually, so this flower, it's legal, it's shippable, and it's actually been used in a lot of sex research studies. But we worked with an herbalist, this woman who helped us come up with, we wanted to use ancient herbs that have been used for centuries for either sexual pleasure or female pleasure, because we wanted to have as few ingredients as possible in our pleasure oil, and with THC and CBD in our carrier, which is olive oil. So we just wanted to use old recipes because we feel like just keeping the product as organic as possible, and tried and true. So this extract that she brought to us is actually used in a cocktail at the Cosmopolitan Hotel called a Buzzy Flower.
I
Do you
think
know
I've seen
it?
that. Yes,
And
yes,
if
where they
you
like
eat
eat the
it,
flower.
if you eat the flower, it's like cocaine in your body. It's very
Mm.
clenchy and speedy. But as a topical, it draws energy without that. I mean, I don't like it personally ingested because I don't like that feeling. But as a
Mm.
sexual topical, it's insane. It's just
Wow.
amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And I feel like, with an old recipe or, keeping it organic, if it's lasted this long, somebody knows something. You know what I mean? And it's gotta work for sure. Um
Yeah, oh, it works.
I
Yeah.
love that. Uh, did you like when it came to designing the different products that you have, like say for like the joint, um, not the joint holder, the ashtray? What made
Mhm.
you like want to focus on the lips?
I mean, lips are so feminine, It's like, just seeing red lips just speaks of sort of classic feminine imagery. So we loved having red lips, it's also on our joints. And actually, I thought you were talking about our snake joint holder, which gets so much
I
attention.
saw that. It was super cool. It's got the little mouth open for the joint.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Genius.
Yes, that's
Genius.
super fun. But our cone, for example, is 40 millimeters, so it doesn't melt your eyelashes and ruin your manicure when you smoke. So just to have a cone that's long and thin like that just makes it so much more feminine and female friendly. It's like women who get their nails done know when you burn your manicure, it turns brown, like you can't get it off and it's ruined.
Oh
And
yeah.
any women who love smoking pot know about this. So to do a crutch that's extra long so it protects your nails is a game changer if you like to smoke a lot of joints. So our lips ashtray, our joints, our grinder, everything that's in our line is designed to make smoking more female friendly and fun and um, create a smoking environment that you want to share with your friends. We have this new candle, our thigh high candle. Um, it's
Love.
infused with eucalyptus oil so that when you burn
Mm,
it during your sesh, it clears your lungs and creates the right mood so you can get a good
mm.
smoke. And it matches our thigh high marble collection because our whole concept is to elevate your smoking experience at home. It's like people who invite your friends over to drink alcohol, have beautiful glassware, and serve their alcohol in beautiful decanters. But what is there for us stoners? How do we gift our friends, share with our friends in a beautiful way? We couldn't find product like that, so we made it.
No, I think you're definitely feeling a need for sure because I don't there's when you're going in the regular smoke shop there is not a lot to choose from when you're thinking of like a feminine product. You usually see like Rick and Morty, you usually see these other figures where it's not necessarily feminine, but there definitely is a need for more feminine products out there. I really like what you guys are
Yeah.
doing.
Not
How
even
did
feminine, but it's so childlike. There's so much cartoon imagery in the stoner world for some reason.
yeah.
And if you don't have childlike imagery in any other aspect of your life, it's such a non sequitur that, you walk into a store and literally it's like a Hello Kitty rolling trays or plain brown, but
Yeah.
like really nothing in between.
Yeah, and it's hard to match the home because, like, there's some people that will get pieces that are just laying about, but some people are trying to make a collection and have a whole style when it comes to, like you said, being a stoner. There's not just one kind of stoner. There's, lady stoners, male stoners. There's different people that smoke joints, bongs. There's all types of people that smoke, so they all need different types of products for sure. Uh, what made you want to co-found this with Laura?
So before I started Her Highness, I had a company called Wall Candy Arts. I invented and patented peel and stick chalkboard. I had 2,500 stores in the US and this big business. I did all the Target stores as well. And Laura had a business called Girl Shop. And some of my designs she sold. So we knew each other way back when we had our previous businesses, and we always kept in touch and wanted to do something together at some point, and the timing was just right for this venture. And I had sold my company and um, completed the contract that was an employment contract that was part of the deal, and right when she was ready also, so the timing was right and we got together and really our love of design and female products and cannabis sort of is where we started from, creating all these products, like how to make cannabis female. How, it's like I've been using cannabis for so long that I figured out how to make it right for myself. But with legalization and all these new women coming into cannabis, and women who are in cannabis who can't quite find what they want or had a bad experience and never tried it again, we want to solve for that.
No, for sure. I just think it's so cool that you are creating all of these beautiful things, and it's woman owned. It's powerful. It really is. So, do you think that you'll just be creating all of these cool businesses, like keep going on just this Her Highness business, or do you think that there's more businesses for you to build in the future?
I mean, I definitely have other ideas, but Her Highness is just getting started. I mean, really, our mission was and is to get the product in several states and really be able to execute on this national mission, which we've achieved that. But then beyond that, we want to have our flagship store in New York City. And we want to have this concept where it's like sort of Bergdorf's, but for cannabis, this super high end department store concept where it's a Her Highness store, but
Mm.
like other department stores where they have Gucci and Coach and Balenciaga along the side, we want to have all female owned cannabis brands, because we've learned in all of our travels and journey in different states that it's so hard for female owned brands, typically who just have one product, to get shelf space. And so when we launch in a store, we always say, since we have a suite of products and many SKUs, now you can have a female section and room for the female entrepreneurs who have just one product. You can call them now, and there's shelf space for them. But we want to do that in a permanent, big way in our store and keep rotating and bringing in new female entrepreneurs in the space and give them shelf space and give other women in our space a voice, and also to really focus on our social equity mission, which is raising money for female cannabis prisoners. Until there are no female cannabis prisoners, and anyone who needs help has been helped, which is probably going to go way into the future. So, in this concept, not only are we serving female cannabis consumers through our product and bringing all these other women owned products to women, but also our female fellow entrepreneurs and the women who came before us. And so, this concept, we feel very strongly about. It's sort of the embodiment of the mission of the brand. And then our thought is to launch our flagship store in New York City and then franchise it out around the country. So many people, winning retail licenses in major cities instead of having another green wellness, whatever, might be interested in doing a Her Highness concept store and filling it, being a female destination location for cannabis. So right now we're still in phase one, so we have a way to go before other ideas can come to the forefront. But one of the other aspects of our company that we're pursuing, because we have our CBD business, and this really helps with normalization, getting a cannabis brand in mainstream spaces. We're working on our beautiful Her Highness vending machine mini shop.
Very
And
cool.
there's really beautiful machine, and we are looking at placements in some boutique hotels to really bring the cannabis brand mainstream and give people something to go home with that's legal. It's, it could be our, CBD bath bombs, for example, that are in there, but it looks just like our THC product, so that we're trying to build that link and make it all normal. So,
No,
yeah.
yeah, that's it's I that is you're blowing my mind with the amount of like things that you're doing. That's so crazy. Like I want to see it in the mall. I want to see Her Highness everywhere. Like I even if stage one, you're already in like all these. You got all these ideas in all these places. It sounds
Thank you.
incredible. How do you keep like the momentum to keep the brand going and to just keep living this cannabis business lifestyle?
Oh my God, the momentum. It's so exciting. I mean, it's like every day is so fast paced. I feel like I have the most fun job of like I don't it's, going to these shows and meeting other cannabis people and trying their product and understanding their product and um it's such an exciting industry. It's so alive. I think the momentum is just, it has a life of its own. I mean, really, like I pop out
Yeah.
of bed every day, like can't wait to dive in and look at my calendar and see who all my calls are with. And it's like each one is so interesting. And um, yeah, I really enjoy it.
And you said you're going to Toronto next. What's that show gonna be like?
Yeah, so that's the Lift show, and there might be a psychedelic component. I love how there's a psychedelic moment in so many of the cannabis shows now. I'm seeing that so much, but
Mm.
the Lift show is the Canadian cannabis show, and we are launching our pleasure oil in Canada in July, and then pre-rolls after that and accessories. So we're super excited about Canada and can't wait to go and see that show.
Yeah, that should be super awesome. What would you say is like your favorite product that you've made so far?
Hmm. I am a burner. I love smoking joints, and it's been a pet peeve my whole life, holding joints like this with a little crutch and lighting my eyelashes on fire. So just this enhancement for me, as the way I like to consume the product, is such a great life improvement. But the pleasure oil is a game changer, and
Thanks.
can't really go back to life without that.
I'm gonna have to
Um,
cop some for real. I've already been
yeah,
sold. I can't even believe it's that
it's
flower. I want to try that flower too. Because I've seen it, on TikTok and social media so much, and that little drink and stuff. It looks so cute, and then they're like, "Whoa!" Even that there used to be those like little, I don't know if they were like pills or something, but they would turn everything sour, sweet. Have you ever seen those?
that sounds familiar, but this is totally different. Like this is an
Yeah,
organic flower. Um, but
it
that does
was
sound familiar.
it was something like it was crazy. It was called like a miracle berry. Yeah, they're called miracle berries, and it's
Really?
yeah, it's called it's a big name, but it causes sour foods such as lemons and limes to taste sweet. So like people will take these berries, right, and then go drink lemon juice, and it'll taste like lemonade.
That
So
is crazy. I kind of want to
yeah.
try that.
Yeah, no, me too. I've been just manifesting that it'll just fall in my lap and somebody will just ask me if I want to try these things these days. But I really
That
just
can
have to go
happen.
and buy it. Yeah. I mean, most of my life happens that way anyway, so I have like a reason to believe that it might happen, but sometimes you got to just go buy the product. But I got to buy that and I got to buy this and then I'll be
Yeah.
really like trying things out here.
Yeah.
So, you're from Connecticut, correct?
I'm actually born and raised in Manhattan. I'm from the city, but I
Okay.
live in Connecticut now. I
Well,
actually used to live in East Hampton, which is where Laura lives, but I knew her before that, and we lived around the corner from each other, which was just a coincidence. Isn't that weird?
crazy. Yeah, life is the world is so small. Like for real.
Yeah, it's so weird. Um,
Yeah, I was just about to
but
say a story of mine, but it's not about me. But it's
yeah,
crazy. It's crazy. I literally like somebody took a picture with me. Like I was at a concert and we just happened to like, vibe or whatever and she took a picture with me and then like time passes, right? My little brother sends me a picture, this picture and this is like his best friend now. And they're like, "Did you guys take a picture at the concert?" I was like, maybe we did. And I see the picture. And I'm like, oh my god, we did. We never got anybody's. We didn't get each other's Instagram. We got nothing. Just that picture. It crazy. The world is so
that is
small.
crazy. It was meant to
Yeah.
be.
I know, and they're from
Yeah.
Boca. It's not even like, and they were
Yeah.
in Orlando, so even smaller. It's so weird, It's
That's
crazy how
funny.
things like that happen.
Yeah.
So what would you say like you and Laura connect the most on? Actually, I was gonna ask you about Connecticut. Sorry, Connecticut. So what would you say is like the cannabis culture of Connecticut?
Connecticut's sort of an alcohol culture.
Mm.
Um, but it's I'm new to Connecticut and
Oh,
cannabis
okay.
is new to Connecticut. Um, but um, I would say it's really heating up and getting really exciting. We just put
Mm.
in for a couple licenses. We hope we get one in Connecticut. It's going to be a great market because there's so many people from New York, and people go through Connecticut to go, from New York to everywhere, to Cape Cod, to, um, up this way, a lot of people. And Connecticut is interesting. Connecticut has a lot of opiate problems and
Mm.
drug problems that I think legalization will help.
Mm.
And it seems like there's a lot of addiction going on in Connecticut, and I know cannabis legalization helps with that. So I think it could
No,
be
for sure.
great news for Connecticut. And judging by how many people consume tons of alcohol in Connecticut, I mean, just in my town, there must be 5 liquor stores in my tiny town. Yeah, it's amazing.
Wow.
Um, People have a lot of liquor delivered to their home. It's a big alcohol culture here. Um, It'll be interesting to see what happens with cannabis because clearly people like to take the edge off in Connecticut.
No, for sure, for
And
sure.
yeah.
Giving them a new market because definitely like uh cannabis has done things for the opioid crisis for sure, giving people like an extra option because those pills can be very addicting and stuff like that. But I think definitely Connecticut could be a huge opportunity for cannabis. Um,
I definitely think so. I mean, the and being limited licenses, it'll be amazing, to get one. Anybody who gets one, so we're very hopeful, and excited about Connecticut. And it's so close to New York. Also, a lot of people live in Connecticut who work in New York,
mm.
and don't want to bring it back and forth, and so that's a big population here.
True, 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 true. Yeah, I love how like new but old the cannabis industry is because people have been smoking it, but like it's still new in the introduction of obviously like the mass economy. So there's all of these opportunities, and it's like so cool to watch it all happen. You know what I mean? As like the states become more green and green. Um, it really does feel like you're a part of history. You know what I mean? Especially you're a part of
Oh,
history because of the fact that there are no feminine products, or not no, but there aren't a lot out there for people to see. Just on the shelves. They got to really look for it these days. So it's
yeah,
cool.
not none that are really in your face feminine. The other feminine products out there. There's a lot of low dose, some pink sparkly stuff. But like again, we're not children. Like, who wants a cartoon? I mean, unless it's part of your life, then it definitely makes sense. But if you are adulting for the rest of the time, to have to buy a cartoon product for your weed is just weird. But anyway,
Yeah,
but so I guess I lost your question somewhere.
me too. I was just wondering about Connecticut. So what's your
Oh,
connection to Connecticut? So you're saying you're new there, right?
yeah. Well, my parents live here. Well, my dad lives here now. My sister is here. So now I have family here. But
Ah.
and it's so close to New York City. So when I left the Hamptons and I moved, I felt like my kids were too country,
Hmm.
um, to move back to the city because they were so used to living and having grass under their feet that I just needed to do something right outside New York. So New
Hmm.
Canaan, Connecticut is 50 minutes out of the city. So it's close enough to like go to dinner, but still country living.
I like it. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
from originally South Florida, so I'm totally beach town oriented. And then I went and I moved to Orlando, and then the beach could not be farther now. So, well, I guess I could be if I lived in a different state. But in terms of Florida wise, now I'm super far. But I totally see like the keeping the kids in the area because there is an interesting thing moving away from like where you're from, and you think everything's just gonna be there at the same time, but it really is different everywhere you go. You know, it's completely new terrain, new challenges, new things to do. But
So
it's
true. I do miss the beach of New York.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
the beaches
I
of the
think
Hamptons are great.
I think I've been to the Hamptons as a baby, but I gotta go back and see it in its adult glory. And I
You
was
need
gonna,
to.
yeah. What would you say is like the highlight of the Hamptons? What's your favorite thing to do there?
I mean, Egypt Beach in East Hampton is my beach, my favorite. Sorry, my dogs are about to go crazy. I have many dogs.
Oh,
Um, but I mean, the Hamptons, it's changed so much. I grew up going to the Hamptons, and so it's been now it's totally changed. Like it's so fancy. Like before, it was, a town you could walk around barefoot, from the get ice cream, and now it's just the ice cream's $15, and it's not like that.
yeah.
But Laura can speak more about the Hamptons. Like for me, going back is like where I had my babies, my toddlers. So for me, I like going back to restaurants. I used to take them, just
Hmm.
because it's nostalgic and fun, and my
Yeah.
beach.
No, for sure. I love going back to my hometown, showing everybody the stuff because there's only so much you can show them, but it's still fun in the sense that they're seeing it for the first time. I really like it. Do you plan on staying in Connecticut forever?
No, I mean, forever is a long time. I have one child in boarding school in Florida, actually,
Okay.
and another junior in high school who will be a senior next year and then go off to college. So, um, yeah, I know. I don't know. I mean, my dogs really like it here in Connecticut. I don't, I guess I don't know. No, I don't see being in Connecticut forever, but it's a nice place to hang out and, it's a good home base.
Facts. So, would you say like you travel a lot for Her Highness and things?
Yeah, well, I mean, I used to travel like crazy and then
Mm.
stopped for COVID. When COVID started, I had 4 trips that had to be canceled that I was dreading. I was so tired and fried in
Oh.
that moment. I had been traveling so much and just wanted to be with my kids. And
Hmm.
then COVID hit, and it was like this forced grounding. And I kind of loved that part and loved that Zoom is acceptable now. And I think it's still going to be because it used
For
to like
sure.
absolutely not be at all like rude. You're not
Hmm.
going to get on a plane and come see someone, but now it's
Mm.
acceptable.
Mm.
But yeah, the travel is back on. I was in Miami at Benzinga 2 weeks ago, I think, and then Hall of Flowers last week, and Toronto this week, and MJ Biz next week, and then we're launching Denver first week in June, so we'll go or Colorado, so we'll go to Colorado. Um, and then I have to go to LA after this. So yeah, I've got a lot of travel this summer.
Do
It's
you
back
try to
on.
like do you try to like do fun things while you're there too, or you just try to like get in and get out?
Nope. I am red eye out. I'm back to back meetings, do my thing, get home to my kids. I mean,
Facts. I was gonna
maybe,
say.
yeah, it's like I've never had, I mean, now my daughter's 17 and my son's in boarding school. If he were home and he's 15, like never, I'd race back home too. But once she's in school, like if nobody's here, then yeah, maybe for the first time, I would go to a beach in California. I never do that. I
You should
never.
do it just once. You gotta
I
like just take the time. Just make like one day and be like, this is the beach day of the year. I gotta go. Nobody call me. Nobody text me. I'm just going to the beach, and that's it. At least you get it in. You know. Just
I haven't done that in, I mean, like 30 years. Like, just been like, nope, world, stop.
how I can't even.
I,
I have to have my vacations. I feel like I have to. For me, it's like a vacation is like the reset because I work hard too. I try to work really hard, but then there's those times where like when I'm on vacation, I can actually like let my brain go for a moment and I can actually enjoy it. But like I can't take a mini vacation like while I'm at my own house. Like I have to leave. I have to get out of here in order to actually like feel the vacation vibe going on. How do you do for 30 years? You never took a vacation in 30 years?
I mean, like taking a vacation with kids is not a vacation, right? I mean, it's fun.
Right.
I've had plenty of fun trips, but like an actual vacation, like to me, like when I think of a vacation, like way back before I had kids, like being on a beach, nobody's asking me to do anything for them. I can get up when I want to get up, or if I have an idea to go do something, I do it. Like, yeah, no, I haven't had that. No.
Well, I will say that even though you haven't been vacationing, you have been doing a lot and you have been
Yes,
achieving a lot. So,
and
you
having
know, the
fun
yes, of course. And you say you love waking up every day, so I feel like
too.
maybe that's like, the give and take. I still
I
have
know. I guess you know what? If like life is so fun, like maybe I just haven't been craving, I haven't been dying for a vacation badly
yeah.
enough to like make that happen. I
Yeah.
mean, I've like traveled with my kids and like had a moment here or there, but
No
yeah,
solo
no,
trips.
nope.
I recently took my first solo trip and it was really interesting like being by myself without friends. I was going to like a music festival, but I did it by myself. And it was so interesting. I feel like I learned a lot about like who I am without any kind of, you know what I mean, asking questions or you know what I mean like, should we go here? I just kind of did whatever I wanted to do, which was kind of weird in itself. I felt myself like, bouncing a lot. Like I just, did whatever you want to do and it felt so
That's
interesting.
interesting at a concert because it's so public. It's
Yeah,
like, and people usually do go with friends, but if you're by yourself, it's like you're never alone.
yeah. I might have to do like a solo trip one time where I'm like out in the desert, really finding myself. But for that experience, I feel like I was thinking about my safety as a one person because usually as a woman, you really keep that in mind and be like, can I really do it alone? But I had my safety devices on me, and and I was like, it could happen right as I go into my car, in my apartment complex. It can happen anywhere, so you just always got to be ready and be prepared for anything. But at the same time, I went and I did that thing, and it was great. And I'd probably do it again. But I do like having friends around. I think I love a good suggestion here and there. I'm not like a big plan hog. I'm just happy to be there. Actually, like I'm just happy to go and be a part of it. Are your kids at all inspired to get into the cannabis industry?
Well, they're 15 and 17. So no, I mean, no, they're
Really?
really not. No. It's so new. When they were babies, I had this other company. But I don't know. I feel like they're kind of like mom and her weed. They're not like, oh, tell us all about it. They're kind of like, just, okay, weirdo, do your thing.
That's funny. It's
Yeah.
because I've had this show a lot, and I always love to ask that question because there's some people that are like, oh yeah, they want to come with me into the fields and or they're interested in their own thing, but I always like to think about it in the context of like I was interested in what my dad was doing because he was working at Microsoft at the time. I've always been wanting to be like a management head, but I felt like there's like a lot of kids that are always like, what do they do? And I feel like that's a good idea too. But
I mean, they would love, I think my son especially would love to go on a plant tour or something, but, he couldn't. Um, I
yeah.
mean, they laugh. I have a garden downstairs in my basement, and when I travel, my daughter now has to water my plants for me, and I always tease her. I'm like, make sure you feed your sisters. Don't forget about them.
I love that. No,
Yeah.
I got my plants too. I'm still trying to be the best plant mom I can be, but I still have my days where I miss my watering moments. So I know I got to get better about it, but
You know
I need to
what?
get a
I
routine.
was
Maybe that's what it is.
super religious about it and like even rigid about the time.
Hmm.
Like I feed the dogs at 7:15, I'm down with the plants. But actually, I learned they don't care. And also, Um, I was overwatering them. They
Oh,
don't need
really?
quite so much water. They kind of just want to be plants a little bit. And I was talking to a grower recently about my whole plant protocol, and he was like, you know, even if you assign human characteristics to them, it they're not going to respond any differently. It's actually a different
Mm.
species and it's just a plant. And it's actually best to let it dry out a little bit sometime, like let the
Mm.
leaves wilt a little bit and then fill up again. Um, and get to know how often your plant really wants water. And I was like,
Mm.
what? I would never risk wilting. Um, but actually, I learned you don't need to be so rigid.
Hmm. Well, maybe that makes me feel a little bit better about when I come home and I look at my plants and I'm like, I've neglected you. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, actually, I think they're cool.
All
Right? They
right.
bounce
Well,
right back, don't they?
yeah, they're always, I'll be like, I'm so sorry, and then I'll
Yeah.
remember for the next like 5 days, and then I'll go through this thing where I just completely get knocked off my horse, and I'm like, oh yeah, the plants, and then luckily,
Well,
like with my cat, like I have a cat too, but he's pretty verbal. Like he's very
oh
verbal
yeah,
about when he wants things. So
yeah.
can't you
He'll like,
can't like misinterpret a meow at 7 8 times. You're like, okay, you need something, and it's not just
yeah,
love.
yeah.
It's got to be food related. So let's go find it out. But
That's
yeah,
so funny.
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh, Being a mom, it's hard. I don't even have kids, and I'm out here. You know what I mean? I feel like my plants need me, my cat needs
yeah.
me, and all these things.
Plants, cat. I know kids. Well, actually, now that they're teenagers, well, and one's in Florida, so he really doesn't ask me for things. But
See?
having a 17-year-old, like she's kind of like a roommate, sort of.
Yeah,
Like she can drive, she can do stuff.
go when she pleases, hang out
Yeah,
sometimes. Yeah,
yeah,
I I totally feel you. When I had like my roommates over time too, sometimes you're like rooming with your best friend, and then sometimes you're just like never at the house too, and then you're like, we used to hang out all the time. What happened? It's like I got really
yeah.
busy, I guess. I don't know,
It's like
but
that. We're like passing ships. Like she's like up in her room studying for hours and hours. Like I go to sleep early. So like yeah, sometimes
yeah,
I don't even see her.
everybody's got their own things these days. It's
Yeah.
crazy. I wish I could go see my mom more. She's 2 hours away. She's like, don't waste the gas, but nah, it's always fun
No,
hanging out with her.
not a
She's a
waste.
great
Yeah,
roommate.
it's
No, not
really
at all,
fun.
for real.
Yeah.
She's wonderful. So with all this like flying, how do you maintain like your routine with all of these like things you got to do all the time?
Hmm. Well, I don't really maintain a routine because each day is different.
Okay.
Um, but I mean, I try and get back to Connecticut to sleep here. That's why I do the red eyes and stuff like that. Like, I just try and get back to my home base as
Hmm.
much as I can. I go do my thing and get back to my home base. But with COVID, it was sort of easy to have a routine because I was very Zoom based and home, and that was amazing. Like the new normal became kind of normal, and
Hmm.
now the old normal is coming back. And trying to balance that. It's a new world. It's actually really different. Way back before COVID, I would have said I have no normal, but like I'm constantly on the go. I'm constantly running to catch a plane. I'm constantly dumping out a suitcase and filling up a suitcase. Um, but now it's different. It's like I think after COVID travel, like we've all kind of calmed down a little bit. I'm not rushing off to everything. I mean, I have been lately, but
Hmm.
um, I'd like it to not be so crazy and not be on an airplane every week.
Yeah, because that can get a lot. I'm sure with the sleep schedules and the trying to maintain like I have a problem and I don't travel all the time, so it's like I can't imagine adding all the things that you do. You're a superhuman for sure, for
You
sure,
know
for
what's
sure, for sure.
hard is the food. Like
Yeah,
I like to eat mostly plant based and gluten free, and that's really hard
I
traveling.
bet. I
Because
bet.
people are have, it's like the world eats a different way than I like to eat.
True, but I think there is like a new push for plant-based food coming up. You know what I mean? We got the Beyond Meat, but I feel like maybe if it was taken on the same as the cannabis industry, we'd see it go faster.
I wish it
But
would go faster. There should be a plant-based option on like many plant-based options on. It should be like, you know, it's usually like fish, meat, or chicken, like
yeah,
categories, and then like sides, but
and
not
it's
like a
also pretty
really
bad at
robust.
yeah, at a music festival too. Their like plant option is like a salad. It's not
The
anything.
French fries.
That's it. Yeah, the French fries are like a smoothie. That's all you got. You get the
Right.
smoothie, the French fries, and the salad. No other options. And
Yeah.
yeah, not so fun. Yeah, I see that at music festivals because my friend, she has a gluten allergy. She's my like festy bestie. We go together, and it's always hard for her to find stuff as well. So I'm looking around. I'm like looking at all these signs. Like, there's no V, no V anywhere.
I
No.
know. There's not enough V out there.
Yeah,
We're
there's
so
gotta be
pleased.
because there's like how many people are going to a music festival? You think like five of them are gonna be, having this problem? It's like no, there's like probably
I
half.
know. And at traveling, so I just smoke more pot because it takes my appetite away. So
True,
just
true.
staying
Green for the
plant-based.
green, the green for the
Exactly.
green. It'd be like that sometimes. Yeah, because I'm just trying to be a better human. Like, I try to get my routines. I feel like I get knocked off the horse a lot, but I feel like I'm learning every day. It just takes time. But I'm glad you say you don't have a routine because I have this like idea in my head that like it's supposed to come on one day, and it's just like it'll just perpetuate, and you'll just be so good. You'll just be running. But
No, like that routine from like parenting books where you're like out lifting weights at 5 a.m. Yeah,
yeah.
no.
That's why social media is terrible. We get 2 seconds of it, and I'm like thinking everybody's having so much fun. I mean, I'm sure there's fun to be had, but it takes a lot to be even able to do the same things every day. You got to really be able to schedule your life like around you, because you know what I
Exactly,
mean.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
having
that's
pets, I guess I feed the dogs every day. So,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, and then even for me,
that
like I
sounds
have
good.
this podcast every week. That's like probably my only like constant. I love to do things like when I feel like doing them, and like that's like I have 24, not 24 hours, but I got this amount of time to get it all done. Let's see what we can get done in this whole span. I want to start a business of my own one day too. That's like a part of my agenda. I have like all these goals. I got like a book. I'm like, how many can
Do
we get
it.
done?
What's your business?
My business? Oh, there's so many different kinds. I've always wanted to have my own smoke shop. We are thinking about that a lot. Some high tech stuff. My dad was even talking about how he wants to make like some cool high tech items. I'm very inspired by the guy Josh Kesselman from Raw. How he makes all of his little devices, bro. So inspiring. I love seeing his energy and his just like his constant products out there. So I'm like, dang, I would love to do something like that. I love the idea of taking like what you guys are doing with Her Highness, because there does need to be, what I mean, different brand identities like for people out there, because you're right. Like I thinking, because I'm 22, so like all that stuff is like still like in my age range, in terms of like it doesn't necessarily have to be classy just yet. I have a Louis V bong though, so I like to keep my stuff like, I like to make it cute and fun. But there, I totally see, people just be buying stuff because it's funny, and there's no like classy stuff. There's no like, you know what I mean? There's like as an adult, and I think it's because like cannabis has recently become more acceptable for like adult or more adults. Because like before it was like, oh, I'm gonna stop smoking pot and my 20s and my 30s, and then after that I'll just be straight edge, and I'll just like but you don't have to do that. And a lot of the times
Yeah,
like we're
I
seeing a
never
lot of different.
stopped.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like if you never stop but the culture stays childish, then you're gonna feel like a little bit like you're not a part of it. So all you can do is create like the need, which is what you guys are doing, which is super cool. Super cool. Like I would love to walk into a smoke shop and it's like all designer. It's like really cool. You walk in, you're like looking everywhere. You're like, oh my god, like
Mm.
I've never seen a smoke shop like this. I've never, you know what I mean? That's like what you want to create because like people are gonna be, first of all, they're gonna be like zoned with the idea that it's like female smoke shop. It's like, oh my god, we've been wanting this, we've been needing this, and then to go into like a physical space and see all the Her Highness stuff, like I can see the vibe. You know what I mean? I also love to do creative directing. I saw that as a part of your LinkedIn. I was doing like music videos and stuff like that too, but I just love like hearing about ideas like yours and just being like, wow, there's so much potential like for your idea for sure. 1,000,000%.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, 1,000,000%. And I love seeing your products too. I think it has like this nice feminine quality about it that's like, it's not a young, it's not an old, it's just like classy. You know what I mean? It's just feminine. Yeah, you're right. It's like feminine. I'm like trying to find the words for it,
That's
but
the
it's like,
goal. We just want it to
yeah,
be feminine. We want it to be actually not an age range,
yeah,
or a socioeconomic range either, because um, really we have products at every single price point. Any woman who loves weed is buying a grinder, so might as
yeah.
well get a good one.
No, for
You know, they
sure.
last for, I've been using the same one for 4 years now, so it's, it's an easy investment at any
Yeah,
level.
for sure.
Um, but our, we made it stylish. It's our grinder's like a wood chipper. You can like smash an eighth into here and
I love
grind.
that.
It's super sharp teeth.
I
But
need a new one. Mine recently just broke. I had a War Axe one, but the magnets got stuck and they're like, I can't move them anymore. I'm like, it's time for a new one.
oh, maybe you need a little alcohol pad around the
True.
rim.
Maybe it needs a little cleaning, but like legitimately, I couldn't turn it. I've never run
Yeah,
into that problem before. And then the
sometimes it gets
little,
sticky.
yeah, the little metal piece fell off, the little
Oh,
circle. So it's like,
oh, well, maybe it's tired, but
yeah, I think it's a little tired. I think I used it to completion, unfortunately. Hey, but that means I'm in the I could go buy a new one. So
exactly, exactly. It
yeah,
means you're back in the market for the
for
next
sure.
5 years.
I was thinking when you were saying like you don't want to catch your hair on fire, and that's why you have like the like the filter so far. What
Hmm.
about like a lighter for like nails? Because I know whenever I had acrylics, I'd be trying to like light my joint, and then my nail would like either catch on fire a little bit or it'd just be like in the way sometimes. Maybe that's
Our
just me.
lighter is so great. I don't know if I have one. I think I have them all upstairs. Have you seen our lighter? It's a little thumb press.
Oh, very cute.
Yeah, it's a great little lighter. Here, see if I can get one out.
Oh wow,
Yeah, all of our pre-rolls come with a lighter. They either come
that's
with a
so
lighter in
smart.
the box or they come with the "Marry Me" ring, which looks like, oh, oh my God, both of these are empty.
Rip.
Um, Somebody came in here. They are so easily stolen by friends and people who come in here because they're so fun. And yeah,
Uh,
both my little things are empty. But have you seen our little "Marry Me" ring, our little sativa ring? It's super cute.
no, I need to look it up.
Yes, it's so cute. It comes with our cat walker. Um,
Catwalker.
yes, our minis. They come in this little box. And
Ah,
yeah, these are our minis. They're 0.35. And they
cute.
come in that box and then in this catwalker bag. And
Hmm.
in there is our sativa ring, and it's so cute. So you slide your ring on and smoke your little cute short
Yes, it
joint.
is super cute. I love this little design. I even have like my own. I have Crocs, and I love little gibbets, and I have little weed gibbets on my Crocs and stuff too.
Oh,
So
fun.
it's definitely something that I would love to have on my finger while I smoke a joint.
Yes.
Also, there was I saw the raw guy. He also painted his nails like raw on his like thumbs. So whenever he was like rolling, you could see like the little raw thing. I don't know why I
That's
said that, but
cute.
it was so cute too. I just love like accessorizing cannabis
You should
stuff.
go on Amazon. I actually had it at Hall of Flowers, these gold cannabis leaves on my nail decals. They really stayed. Like you can bathe and everything. They stayed for a week. It's like
I gotta
$7
look.
on Amazon. Mm-hmm.
So cute. Because there was just weed socks and weed bucket hats for like the longest time, and now we got nail decals. We got really
We
cool
want to
lighters,
make I want to make
rings.
beautiful silk smoking robes. Um,
Please do. Please make
right? We need
like a
that.
self care, like a weed
Right? A
self care
beautiful
robe.
smoking kimono. I love a
Yes,
kimono. It's the most
for sure.
comfortable thing in the world. A silk kimono is so comfy and cozy. Perfect to sleep in with a pocket because
Yes.
every stoner needs a pocket.
Oh, of course. I have these pants that are beautiful. They have like it's like a pocket, and then it's like a pocket in a pocket. But the I don't know. I got them from Goodwill. They're literally nurses' pants, but they have this like kind of triangular pocket, and I was like, this is perfect for a joint or a lighter or whatever. I don't know what it's for. I think it's for pens, but I think that there's
Oh,
definitely like a lot of opportunity to, think about
yeah.
cannabis and clothing for sure. For sure, there's a lot of
Yeah,
things. Yeah, because it's not just
I
about the
know.
imagery; it's about the practicality too. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? There's
Form
and
and
there's
function.
yeah, there's like the little you could use these little drawstrings for something. You could have different things in the pockets. There could be like a little zipper in the pocket or something. There's just so much stuff you could do. But if you have Her Highness and you have like all these stores, you definitely have to have like that kind of like merch in the corner so I can go look through and pick out my favorite robe and then, wear that
I
forever.
have a beautiful like leaf pattern robe, with your comfy stoner robe, and beautiful
Yeah.
smoking slippers to
My
remind
smoking
us to,
slippers. Oh my
right?
god. I'd be like, don't talk to me until I have my
Yeah,
smoking slippers on, please.
exactly. Gotta put the
Yes.
slippers on to light up and fully, you know,
Be the
take
moment.
in the sesh. Yeah,
100%.
exactly.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. The lifestyle, you know what I mean? Because
right.
it's
If
not
you're
it's not
ashing in a
just
marble ashtray, we need
with your
to elevate
smoking
the
sandals
entire
on.
experience. You must have your smoking slippers on.
You must. It's
Yes.
it's it's kind of it's terrible if you don't. You haven't
Right.
smoked until you've had your slippers on. Honestly,
Exactly.
I love that. Well, it's literally been so awesome talking to you. I feel like I've learned so much more about Her Highness. I love the brand even more just,
Oh,
from talking
thank
to you cuz I already thought it was super cute, but now I love it because
you.
like you're
Oh,
behind it and
thank
you got so
you.
many cool ideas, so I really cannot wait to start seeing it everywhere. Like really. Like I really can't wait. I definitely see this as like a need. It's not out. It's not, and you know what I mean. And you're trying to normalize it, and I think it's definitely a good idea. 100% good idea. Stamp of approval. 100%. Shark Tank good
Thank,
idea. You know.
oh, thank you so much.
Of course. Is there anything you'd like to leave us with about Her Highness? Any plans in the future? Anything?
We're really excited to launch Ohio and Pennsylvania after Colorado and Canada this summer. And then after that, we're looking at Michigan. So, really excited about Michigan.
Awesome.
Michigan's a great state for cannabis and lots of weed sales going on there. So, we're super, super excited about that. And actually, that was another great thing that came out of Hall of Flowers.
Hmm.
And then New Jersey. Really excited about, coming east.
Yeah. Well, I only wish you the best on your expansion and your success for real. Thank you so much for coming on the
You.
show. It's really been a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Me too. I really enjoyed it. Thanks for having
Oh,
me.
oh thank you. Well, this has been our show, guys. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Tune in next week. We have a show every Wednesday, from 6:30 to 7:30. Uh, we'll be here again. But thank you so much for joining.